Is social media the best way to get vendor leads? Well, today I'm joined by the wonderful Tina and Daniel from the Tina Sanford Digital Company, who are a firm that do estate agency marketing. I suspect I know what the answer is going to be, Tina and Daniel, because you're in the business. But as we rightly say, you're on the Watkins proverbial Watkins sofa. Talk to me.
Well, the answer is going to be yes, of course.
Well, I would expect that, but go on, why?
Okay.
If another strategy already works for you, that's great. Keep doing it. Keep being consistent with it. Social media isn't the only way to get vendor leads, but it's an excellent strategy to get vendor leads consistently without having to be consistent yourself. When people have trouble with that, you can't always be consistent as an estate agent with something.
No, it's like leaflet dropping. We only do it in December when it's quiet, but when the market kicks off. But the wonderful thing about Facebook adverts is that you can set it to program and it just keeps delivering and delivering, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, it keeps getting in front of the people you need to get in front of as well. It's like very targeted, and that's what you need, isn't it? I mean, the whole point of social media lead generation is that it's actually building a personal connection without you having to keep knocking on doors all the time or putting up.
Okay. So where do estate agents go wrong with their social media to get vendor leads, and what do they do right? Let's start off with where they go wrong first to give some value to the boys and girls out there in estate agency land.
Well, sometimes they shoot to kill, and most vendors on social media aren't ready for that.
That's true.
So that's one of the.
When you say, what do you mean by shoot to kill? What, come and use me? I want to sell your house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come here. I want to sell your house. Come work with us. Come work with me. We're doing free stuff. It works, but it works when you know that they're warm. For example, if you're retargeting them, if you're coming back to people that you know you've spoken to, you know that may take action, but you can't send that out to the general public and expect results.
Okay, now some of the people that watch this are probably won't know what retargeting is. So, a Facebook advert. So, could you explain what retargeting is and explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old?
So, estate agents have a database, what previously is they've contacted. You can reach out to them again on Facebook, directly to them. And you can't usually do that. You can't usually narrow down people on Facebook because Facebook says, no, you can't control that data from Facebook. There's laws against it. We've been burnt by it. You can't do that, usually. You have limited targeting for property on Facebook. But if you have a database, you can retarget people.
So basically, I could take all of the email addresses of the people that I've had contact with over the last couple of years, upload that into Facebook, and then if Facebook recognize the email address, because most people probably use the same email address as Facebook, it will then put adverts in front of them. Is that it in layman's terms?
In layman's terms, correct.
And what's different to that to actually other people say, well, if they've already seen one advert, they get retargeted something else? Is that the same retargeting, but instead of it be uploading a database, you're basically saying if they've seen one advert, they can see another? Is that the sort of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go on.
Or, for example, if they've clicked on an ad but haven't done anything, that's another important one. If they've taken action but they haven't finished it.
Okay, and all of those things will get you more vendor leads, yeah?
Yeah.
Of course, because, well, if you want to reach everyone in your area, let's call this. So there's levels of this. You got the beginning where they know nothing about you, really. They haven't been in contact with you. They haven't done anything with you. And that's where it costs the most money to find people who are interested.
Okay.
Top of the funnel. So everyone funnels are, don't they? So you've got the people who have no idea who you are, what it is you do, or how brilliant you are. Okay. So we know that there are homeowners. So they go in the top of the funnel, we go and find them. They're the most expensive to find. But once they start going down the funnel, you'll find that it's much cheaper to retarget them because you've already found them. Does that make sense? And if you've already got it on your database, again, you've already found the people. So it's much easier and much cheaper to keep getting back in front of them, to keep reminding them who you are, what it is you do, and how brilliant you are.
Now, I know how estate agents always ask, well, how much does this cost me? And I know you're going to say, well, how long is a piece of string?
Yep.
But what would I expect to pay for a cold lead in terms of someone seeing my advert on Facebook and then, you know, the early doors, not wanting to put their house on the market? Because this is where I think an awful lot of, and I'm going to make a sweeping statement here, is that what a social media marketing calls a lead and what an estate agent calls a lead are poles apart.
Yes, yeah, it's true. Yeah,
Okay.
because we're looking for homeowners primarily initially, okay? But like you're right, initially they have no idea who you are or why you're even speaking to them. And I agree with you, it feels a bit weird. So that's why the retargeting is actually really important. Now, the first lead, you were asking how much it costs. Well, we've seen people's, what do you call them, the business manager, and some people have actually spent too much on producing these leads because they don't know what they're doing.
How much? You have to give me some figures.
You'd be surprised. I don't want to really say.
No, you're going to have to give me something, a ballpark, a range.
Okay.
But top of funnel, we usually do £10 to £15 a day. And in different areas will be different costs.
Okay, so, that excluding, because you need to pay you guys to put it in front of them. That's separate. Yeah. And rightly so, because you have to pay for your experience. But if I spent £10 a day for a month with the right targeting, which is where you come in, with the right message, which is where you come in, because you know there's so many people spend £10 a day on Facebook, and at the end say it's rubbish, and they blame Facebook, when in reality it's the creative of the advert and the creative of the targeting that is as important, if not more important, than spending the money. But cut to the chase. What does good look like for me to have? At the end of a month, I've spent £300. How many homeowners, not ready to, we know they're not ready to put the house on the market, but how many would I expect to get for my money?
How many? For £300, that's about 20 to 30.
I would say 20 to 30 as well. Yeah, it will depend on your population though, Chris.
It doesn't matter what it depends on. We've gotten some for 8, we've gotten some for 15, we've gotten some for 10.
So we're working on a ballpark figure of about £10, but then that's not. This is where again I think a lot of estate agents go wrong, is that they think that's someone ready to put their house on the market. They still then have to go on the nurture journey to tickle them, haven't they?
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I think there are like a few who are ready right now, but the majority are going to need to be nurtured.
Why are estate agents so bad at nurturing?
They haven't got time management, maybe. I don't know. It's a good question, Chris. I mean, ones we've worked with, they all want to be doing the right things, and they're all enthusiastic to do the right things. But when it comes to reality, they're being pulled from pillar to post, trying to please all their clients and customers. So, it's difficult for them to get into the swing of things, I was thinking.
So what advice would you give them? Is it all about, again, creating content? They need to create content to give back to you, to retarget adverts, to nurture them. Is that a good way to do it?
It's one way, but you can also just use retargeting ads and maybe just do like a video once about the market, like using data like you do, I mean, if data like you have, people are fascinated by data, okay? So if you pop that on your retargeting ad, it goes out for like £1 a day, and the people who are actually thinking, well, now really is the time to sell, they'll come back to you, see? And they trust you. You're giving them the right data.
And you already had that first point of contact.
Yeah, you already had the first point of contact.
Indeed.
If you can put social media on your pages as well, it builds that all important know, like, and trust as well, which then speeds up the process of them choosing you anyway.
And then you can choose the different channels. So you don't only have to do social media. Once you reach someone on social media, you can do emails, you can do SMS, you can message them back on Facebook if you set it up correctly.
Yeah, there's so many different ways that you could use web chats and all kinds of things now. We're so lucky, aren't we?
We are. But it's all about putting it into action. I mean, what I'd say, boys and girls listening out there in estate agency land, is if you go to Google and type in the word local property market report guide, I've done a couple of videos that you can watch. They're both about 10 minutes each, and it shows you how to do local property market reports. And then what you then need to do is get someone you either learn yourself how to do Facebook adverts, or you get professionals in like these guys here. I mean, other Facebook advert people are available, and I do recommend them, but I also like these guys as well. And I know some of my clients use them as well. So, you know, they wouldn't be sitting on the Watkin sofa if I didn't think they were any good. So I think the magic thing is, boys and girls, let's come back to the original question. Social media, is it good? Is it the best way to get vendor leads? It's one of the very best. It isn't the only way, but the beautiful thing is that you can set it going in the background. So if the what's name hits the fan and you can't do it, it's still working for you in the background 24/7. Daniel, Tina, you've been exceptional. Thank you for your time today. Boys and girls watching this, we have got other videos of these guys on my YouTube channel. Do check them out. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.